GHK Lao on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 90. GHK Lao on Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. It's Friday, July 16th. Welcome to the National Outlook. You know, I told you earlier, I alerted you early in the week that because crime is so rampant, we are going to talk about different aspects of it this week. And we spoke about rapes and we spoke about robberies. And today, the horror show continues, and I am going to touch upon one that made me ask myself, am I in the middle of a horror show on paper? Cop accused of brutalizing wife turns self in. The original photograph in Kaieteur newspaper was of this woman, and I mean her face is all battered. It's not bruised, it's battered. Both of her eyes, from what I can see, and you should have seen them, are almost closed. I mean, she's battered all over, and that's her face alone, the headshot that was taken. And she was bleeding from her eyes. I'm reading it now I'm seeing this. It's not the first, so there are a couple of things here. It's domestic violence of a harrowing nature and of a very graphic nature, a frightening one. That is somebody's family. That is this man's wife. And what is even more frightening, that someone sworn to protect us in matrimony, someone sworn to protect us by virtue of the law as a law officer, is the brutalizer. And that's the story with this cop here, this cop accused of brutalizing his wife, Constable Celeste Brittlebank. It's not the first time, fellow Guyanese. It's not the first time spouses out there that this man did this to his wife. And how he did it, what he did before, is really what should never have come back to haunt this woman today. Whether she should have been or should not have been with him, I'll not go there. Here's the story. She was going one time after being battered. According to the Kaieteur news coverage, she was actually on the stairs of the Mahaika police station, naked, when this man, this constable, alleged batterer, Brittlebank, Constable Brittlebank, after beating her up, ran after her, dragged her down from the stairs, and pushed her down the flight of took her down the flight of stairs and took her away. Dragged her down the stairs, forced her into his car, and drove to a location where he continued assaulting her. There was no policemen around. There was not a single policewoman at the Mahaika station on that day there on duty. Maybe there wasn't. But that station was unmanned. This woman was taking her blows without a word, without a whimper. Nobody saw, nobody heard anything. All right. That's incredible, isn't it? I don't believe it. So I'm asking myself whether there was a double standard, and I think there was. There was a double standard with the police towards the police. They're one of their own. You know that blue wall of silence? Well, it's Kaieteur here, I think. It's Kaieteur, and that went into effect. The curtain came down, right? It came down, and he sheltered behind it, and now we've got a woman beaten into submission again. Why? What about discipline? How about somebody saying something? How about a sergeant or an inspector? It just happened there like a tree falling in the middle of the forest. We're not going to stop domestic violence this way, my fellow Guyanese. We are not going to stop domestic violence this way. This is not domestic violence anymore. This is public violence. This is public violence occurring on the stairs of a police station in daytime with a naked woman. And we are talking about she being battered again later by her husband, who is a policeman. What does this say about our police force? Not the entirety of it, but those who were stationed there. What does it say about us? That we continue to cry out against these things, and they continue to happen. I'm GHK Lal. This is Kaieteur Radio 99.1 and 99.5 FM. Thank you for joining me this week on the National Outlook. Have a blessed weekend.
Do that for me, mama. Do that for me, mama. Let me see you work your body. You do that for me, mama. Do that for me.